Welcome, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Eric Maddox, and I'm here with our senior matchmaker, David Coreen. And we're going to put together a bit of a commentation today for our how to write a job description to attract the best candidates. This is for our clients, and I think it's a really big thing that needs to be corrected on a lot of ways for people. And we're going to show some things that are going to help them and help you if you're listening, put you in the right direction for your job look, your job search, and who you're going to attract and why. David?
I think just to make it easy, Eric, we created a real quick checklist of the most important things that are absolutely necessary within every single job description. So without further ado, Eric, take it away. What are some of the things that are critical in every single good job description?
Well, I'd say if you're going to have a job description, you really want to put things that are important. Job title, job description, location, salary, if you know that. It's a big one. Qualifications and requirements. Remember, requirements, not things you need. Company benefits, big sell for people. Information on your company and why it's great to work there and how to apply. Big one there as well. Instant satisfaction to put in an application. I want to be there now. Give them that chance.
All those things are very important, obviously, Eric, to writing a good job description to attract qualified candidates. What should we consider when writing a job title for your opening?
I'd say one of the major things I look at is it may be tempting to use creative titles. However, it's probably going to be a less searchable way for us to find them. So if you have a title that's going to be off a little bit, don't be fancy. Keep it generic. Generic is good. Why? Because more people will find you. If people have something specialized, in this case, like a technician 2 role, that's not really going to be what we want to hit. Those people who are technician 1s, technician 3s may not feel they're qualified.
Exactly. Or if you have something that is specific to a department, like say an accountant for Department 4H, leave the Department 4H out. Just simply call it an accountant kind of role. And then going back on using fancy titles, you may think that you are clever by using something like a digital overlord or beverage dissemination officer, when really you're looking for a website developer or a bartender. But remember, a bartender looking for a job is not going to look for a beverage dissemination officer. They're going to plug in the word bartender. So unless that word bartender appears, especially in your title, it's just not going to get the search relevancy. So keep your job titles clear, succinct, direct, right to the point. Finally, some other last things over here, Eric, regarding job titles.
I think we kind of want to avoid things that maybe cheapen the image of the company. I think you'll give a couple examples here on that. So,
posing questions like, wouldn't you like to be the top salesperson? Cheapening. Or our salespeople make over $100,000 a year, mentioning pay, or shouting in your job title, using all caps. Those things are traditionally things to avoid. They cheapen your company's image. So I think stick exactly to what it is who you're looking for. Be clear, be succinct. Think about how you're going to come up in terms of search relevancy. If somebody is looking for you, what is the most likely title that they use? I think you'll be in good shape for job titles. Eric?
I like that. It's a good point. And I think in this case, keep it simple, guys. I really do think it's even a better option.
What say you about job description, Eric? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, I made some good ones here. I think you should take time to illustrate and kind of paint what a day in this job would look like when you're putting the description together. Don't just laundry list a bunch of duties together to describe this position and try and use both the job and maybe how it fits into the company as a whole. You'll get a better and larger pool of qualified candidates of doing that, as opposed to just throwing a big list out there for people to read.
Try to paint a picture for a potential job applicant for what they're going to be doing. And I think, Eric, your point is exactly right. Laundry listing a whole bunch of different things that they're going to be doing is one thing, but putting together a list of duties and then more importantly, how it fits into the whole of the company, painting a big picture for the applicant, that to me is worth its weight in gold and is going to attract a better pool of applicants for you. Eric, what say you about location? Should location even be mentioned when writing a job description?
I think it's huge because, as you and I both know, whether we were job seekers at one point or in our business, talking to them every day, they're going to look in their backyard first before they move on to go
That's
somewhere
right.
else. They want to be close. So I think that's huge. So yeah, I think you should list it and maybe avoid using some generalizations of anywhere in the United States, even on a work home position type scenario.
Exactly. Things like anywhere, like you said, United States. Whenever anybody goes to any of the job boards, whether it's Monster or it's Career Builder or even LinkedIn, and they're looking for a job, they're mainly, even on the most basic search screens, two fields. One field is the skills field, so that's where they put in bartender or nuclear engineer. But the other one is a city, state, or zip code. So if you leave that part blank, if you don't say that you're in New York, or Tampa, Florida, or wherever you may be, you will never be found. And you're leaving yourself up to a whole host of other generic options. So although you may think that you're limiting yourself by limiting yourself to a specific city, you're actually going to increase your pool of candidates. Eric, that's enough about location. I think we made our point there. Well, what about salary? Some companies do not write down the salary that they're looking to pay for an opening, yet others do. What say you regarding salary? What should a company do?
Uh, for me, I think it's like everything else, transparency. I think you've a lot of these companies feel like they want to put something like commensurating with experience, or they leave it blank, maybe to just entice you. But doesn't it seem to fit better when someone knows that you're providing them with an actual salary range that's real and that this is a fit for them and what they can live with, as opposed to the question mark? That's kind of my thought.
I completely agree. And Eric, our research shows that whenever we are direct, succinct, transparent, as you called it, and we specifically say what a opening is paying, or at least the general range, we not only get more applicants, but we get more quality applicants. And some applicants may actually rule themselves out, and that's a good thing. You don't want somebody seeking 150,000 applying for a job that you're looking to only pay 70 or 80,000 to. So if you can, and if you know what your salary range, and if you want to attract a better pool of candidates that's more qualified for your opening and already knows what you're looking to pay, our suggestion is, and our research shows that this is true, putting a salary range down will increase both the quantity as well as the quality of the applicants applying for your position. Eric, what about qualifications? What about writing down requirements, what the company's actually looking for?
Well, I think it's obviously a scenario for qualification requirements. Really a tough one to put on paper for everybody for these positions.
That's right.
There's so much that can qualify, or so many things that come into it. But I really think you have to know your position really well. I think you have to understand what the must-haves are for your positions to be qualified, not necessarily I can teach them type scenarios. And I,
That's
I think
right.
you get that. So kind of explain to me what your thoughts are. I got to have the must-have qualifications. What about these things I could do, possibly teach them on these? What are your thoughts?
I think if you can teach them, you should not put them on there. And I think that if you absolutely must have a specific qualification or skill or requirement, then you do put it on there. So I'll give you some examples. If you are in the search for an engineer and you're specifically looking for a PE, a professional engineer, one that's licensed, because they're going to be sealed and signing off on plans, signing and sealing off on plans. And that's not a negotiable qualification or requirement. Of course, you put that on there. If you're looking for a Java developer and their entire time is spent as a Java developer and they need to have solid experience with Java, well, of course, you put that down. But if you've got a giant laundry list of all kinds of technologies, and it'd be great for that person to have some or all of them. The problem is that a lot of applicants may take a look at the laundry list of technology and may think that it's an absolute requirement and may think that you may not be willing to teach that. So unfortunately, it's going to cost you a whole bunch of applicants. So writing things like Office or Outlook or Excel, if somebody is not proficient with Excel, and they feel like if you took the time to write down Excel because you really need somebody that understands cells and shades and formulas and all that, and all they know is basically how to open it, maybe populate a cell or two, And if you can teach that, just avoid putting Excel down in the first place. Strictly stick to just the must-haves as opposed to I would like to have, and you'll increase the quantity of the candidates as well as the quality. Because if you focus on just the most important skills, the top three, four, as opposed to a laundry list of 100, where it gets diffused and confused between what is or what is not important, that's why the quality is going to increase, and you increase the quantity as well. Somebody may look at 100 and decide they're good at 70 out of 100, but those 70 aren't that important to you. And really what you're looking for is a Java programmer. I think that's our position regarding writing down qualifications and requirements. Less is more, but the less has to be the most critical and the most important. What about company benefits? Aaron, should companies even talk about or write benefits when it comes to writing down a job description?
Yes, yes, and yes. I think in this case, companies do themselves a serious disservice on a regular basis of not understanding. First off, we're in a very tight market, especially for what we do and what we're searching for, engineers, architects, construction. Very tight. So these people are working. How do I get someone to come from a place that they're actually working at now, which most people are with a very low unemployment rate? How do I entice them to go from somewhere else? Well, we've already said salary's a great thing. If I know I can go there and make more money, that's awesome. Well, my benefits are huge. That's what I use every day. So list them, right? I mean, what do you think?
Of course, if you've taken the time to write a great job description, you've written a great job title, you've refined your requirements to the must-haves, and you've also talked about salary, why not mention company benefits? And what we're finding is that if there's a company that has non-traditional benefits, and again, traditional benefits are things like health insurance or maybe a retirement plan or vacation. But guess what? Just about everybody offers that. If you have non-traditional benefits, make sure you mention those as well. What are some non-traditional benefits? A gym membership. We offer, I probably should take advantage, Eric, of our corporate gym membership, but we do offer that, and that's a good thing. And I know it attracts a lot of people for whatever reason, although we know most people don't use it, but they view it as a huge perk. Maybe your company offers a cell phone assistance plan. Maybe your company offers a parking plan if you live in a populated city, or a commuting plan. Whatever it may be, if you have that as a benefit, throw that in, because you never know what could be the hot selling point for somebody. It could be that gym membership that seems to be a big draw, yet nobody uses it, Aaron. And that's our view on there. Now, what about other things? What about anything else that a company could include? Some background, some information. Should they even include information on what they may do or why it's good to work there?
Well, yeah, I think that also entices people. It goes to the benefits, the salary, and all the above. Remember, we're trying to, as recruiters, we're looking at why is this place a better place to work than where this other person is working now? As a job seeker, why would I want to leave where I'm at to go to somewhere else? Well, the number one reason is going to be money. The number two reason is going to be benefits. The number three reason is going to be location, location, location.
That's right.
That's kind of the way we see it most of the time. So, yes, include what you have. You're a startup corporation that was established in 1975. Somebody started them up, and he's still there today. That's a huge thing for stability. I view that as a huge bonus. What are your thoughts?
Of course. Or maybe you have a unique work culture. Maybe you did some kind of a charity fundraising contest and you made it into the local paper. It is absolutely a chance for you to give potential applicants something about that sets your company apart from the others. I know that our company, Davron, is involved in an annual charity event. And often when we have applicants coming here, and you know this, Eric, interviewing for positions, they make mention of the fact that they love our community involvement. So if that is something that you do, if your company is a Inc. 5000 fastest growing company, or any other thing that you can crow at or talk about, maybe you have low turnover, never had layoffs, whatever that may be, I think that's a great opportunity for you to put something like that in there in your job description as well. The job description is not just a cold, this is who I'm looking for, and that's that. It is a giant advertising piece, a marketing piece for your company, and you're giving people good reasons why they should come work for you in the first place. So how do you get people to apply? What about like a call to action, Eric? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's funny. We have we talk about this quite a bit here. And call to action, I think it's one of the things you kind of brought to my attention when I first started here a few years back. And one of those things that, like you see in an infomercial, kind of a deal, when they're like, hey, call now within the next 5 minutes and you're going to get this sale, this special. That's call to action, and I think that's kind of where we're at here. How do you do that with a job? Tell me, what do you think? I don't know.
Well, I think you give the applicant the same kind of instructions that those infomercials give you to call now. The call to action is call now. The call to action that you can use over here is something like, for immediate consideration, please email your resume to, and then have a very big, large, clear apply link. Or if you're using an email address, make sure that that stands out. So it's really easy and really simple for a potential job seeker to apply to your position. Eric, I think we got some pretty good tips over here on how to write a pretty good job description. I think if you follow all of these things, from writing a good job title, not being cute, a good job description, which is not to be confused with the qualifications or the requirements. A job description is what they're going to be doing and how it fits into it. The qualifications are the must-haves that they must have, and keep those real short and tight. Talk a little bit about the salary, about your company benefits, about why it's great to work there. Make sure you mention exactly where the position is located, and then give them an easy way to apply. This is David Coreen, Senior Matchmaker for Davron, along with Eric Maddox, our Director of Client Services. If you have any thoughts, comments, please do so on the link. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and visit our website, davron.net. We hope you guys have a great day and found this an informative session.